Hello, hello. Good morning, everybody. I'm very happy to see you all, and thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I've always wanted to say that. So I'm going to take you through my journey. I've been in China for 17 years, and I want to kind of about my experience. So in 2009, May 2009, my wife and I, we got married, and we decided that we would want to be world citizens. That was one of the beliefs and the philosophies we shared. We really had the principle that we're not tied to our home country. The earth is really just one place, and we wanted to manifest that. So we had this idea to go to China, and we thought it was a wonderful place. We thought it was the country of the future, really. So we set out 2009, and we didn't know how it would go. So I want to tell you about my first experience. So back then, there was no Didi. There was, if you wanted to go somewhere, you had to hail down a taxi. So we, as we were newlyweds at the time, we wanted to go to Lover's Road. So we hailed down a taxi, and we got into the taxi, and in my best Chinese, which I studied and practiced, I told the driver, 我要去青里绿. And you know that there's a sound in Chinese. Most of you are Chinese speakers. It's like a U with two dots on it. I can't make that sound to save my life. And sure enough, the driver also could not understand me. And that was our first moment of feeling a bit of crisis. And really, that's the theme of my journey, my talk today, is that when you progress through life, there's no linear, you just go, you slowly progress step by step. There's a lot of ups and downs, there's a lot of challenges, and there's a lot of crises. So that was my first crisis. And from there, we decided that we liked China, we wanted to stay, and we would start a business. So I went to the University of Southern California, I studied business. I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my career, but I was from LA, and there was this concept, this business concept that was exploding. It was cupcake stores. And I thought, hey, I don't see anything like that in Zhuhai. Why don't we open a business? So we found a place. We somehow managed to communicate with people, and found a good location, found a store, decorated our first store, and we opened. And there it is. So this was the advertisement and a picture of our first store. And that was another moment we had. It was another moment of crisis in that we learned really quickly that in China, they don't have the same nostalgia and the same love for cupcakes. It was an American thing. We realized that actually people didn't love sweets that much. It wasn't that popular to go buy a cupcake. I mean, in LA, they would line up for this concept, but here, it was like, yeah, cupcakes, interesting. People would take pictures, but we didn't have many customers, and that was a moment of crisis for us. And we had to adapt. And so we decided we got to look at our market and see what we can do. So we added items to our menu. We added salads and pastas and sandwiches. And one thing we learned was, for example, chocolate ice cream wasn't that popular, but durian ice cream was super popular. It was our best seller. And I think that was part of this process. And the reason why I called my talk today the caterpillar effect is that, we come in as something and we can change into something completely different. So we came in as a cupcake store, and slowly, the business changed and modified, and here we were, a full-fledged restaurant with food and ice cream and different products that we never imagined we'd sell. And sure enough, the business picked up. We started to do really well. The location we were in was super popular. We thought we had made it. It was one of those moments where we're like, hey, the goal is reached. We did it. We thought we were at the finish line. But sure enough, It was another one of those moments where a crisis hit, and some place called the Huafa Mall opened up in the city. And we had noticed from that moment, almost to the day, that the business started to go down a bit. But it's okay, we dug in, we opened up another location, and we kept trekking on. But the crisis continued. It wasn't that our products weren't popular or weren't selling, but what I learned about the nature of the food business in China was people kind of jump around to the next coolest thing. That's just the nature of it. You go somewhere, it's popular, but maybe you don't go again because there's a new place that opened up down the street. So that was that was one of those moments where I was thinking, what are we going to do? And at the same time, we were having kids. So when we opened our store there, actually we were voted #1 in the city by some local magazine, and we had our first daughter, and now we have 3 daughters. And the business started to really take a lot of toll for me. I was working, 7 days a week. We would sometimes be open past midnight, and it was a struggle. But at the same time, there's a saying that, when one door closes, another one opens. We had some local schools come to our store. They were customers. We had a school come to us and say, "Hey, we really love this place. Can you come to our campus and open up a store?" So we went to this school. We opened up a store, and then there was another school, and actually we even ended up here at QSI. We opened up a store at their old campus, and we're still here today. So again, it's this concept of life has twists and turns, and you may think you're headed in a certain direction, but a new door opens up, a new opportunity shows itself. And the last thing I wanted to share with you is a bit of a personal experience that I had, is that through this journey that I went through, I was training for my sport. My sport is triathlon, so I do a lot of running and biking. And the sport itself actually gave me a lot of strength and a lot of impetus to endure pain, to endure struggle, to face difficult challenges. And when I first came here, I wasn't very good. People looked at me like I was crazy because there was not too many joggers in 2009. But even today, I'm still doing my sport, and I've actually progressed a lot. I got 2nd and 3rd place in some local races. And it takes me back to my theme, is that through struggle, through hardship, through challenges, we become better, we improve. And sometimes you want to run away from challenges, you run away from struggles, but I found that when you face them and when you kind of embrace them, new doors open, you build endurance that you didn't know you had, and you can turn into a butterfly. So that's basically the theme of my talk today. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of them. I'm sure they're going to be great. And thank you for your time.